Hey everybody, welcome back to Note Taking. My name is Linespace. Let's jump into it. It's our 17th birthday here, and I was a teenage exocolonist. We have such glorious hair. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quite as a time of new growth and a celebration of life and hope, not just for this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. Your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go party, party, party all night long. Party, party, party all night long. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourselves. And yourself, specifically. It is your birthday. It is your birthday, after all. Lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone has dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize them. Give me party outfits. Oh. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags, every inch of her painted and perfumed. Vissa, happy birthday. I'm glad you can make it, she says over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song requests congruent. And take off your shoes! You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth, duh. That's... Okay, boys. Okay, I get it. They're the colony's hotties. Fine, you've made it clear. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks at you. Dude, just a little chill? Just the tiniest bit is all I ask for. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going... Oh, sorry. I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who says it's going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party! The music changes to something with a fast, pounding beat. Tangent's outfit. The music changes to something with a fast, pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Woo! It's time to dance! I mean, I have to assume Nomi and Anemone are gonna get out here. Dance! Yeah! God, Vase, why? Why do you have to exist, Vase? You, Rex, and Mars take to the dance floor. After a while, Nem follows, pulling Vase behind her. You all dance until it feels like your heart is going to burst, from excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. Nomi, who's playing DJ with Oh, that tracks! Good on you, Nomi. Who's playing DJ with congruence, spins of something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, she announces dreamily. Or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Okay, I enjoy that. I enjoy the list we get here. Because it doesn't include Tangent. I've been getting these options to flirt with Tangent, but I shouldn't have been able to do a lot. I like the fact that it's only giving me options for the people who are 6 or higher. Nem, you and I have got to rock this. And also break Dis's heart, probably. Nem smiles and dances with you, clearly not taking it too seriously. She steps on your toes a few times, apologizes, and then spends the rest of the time making honking noises at opportune moments in the song to mess with the heartfelt lyrics. You join in and giggle your way through the rest of the song. After your dance, she politely excuses herself and goes to dance with Vase. You see them making out on the dance floor a few minutes later. Oh, that's heartbreaking. After the slow songs, Nomi spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. Oh man. That desperate, lonely feeling that Vis is dealing with definitely comes into play here. The tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's Here Speak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzz-kill adults stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, he says. Young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but of all humanity. He catches a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, good man, a real good man, really, the best of the colony, shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight, on the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads from his hollow palm. We cannot tarry here. We must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful, sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the mines within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving. Pioneers, oh pioneers. Grumble and hiss. This is bullshit. This is bullshit coming from a man like this. Red looks a little pained, but Lum continues. Oh, no, Red. It's not the poem that's bullshit, it's Lum. Lum saying this is bullshit. What do you think that poem means, kids? He asks. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? Clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No! He exclaims. It means we need to get out there! We need to grab Vatumna by the balls and make it respect us! He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it! I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Vase and Nem lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave, and the music spins back up again, but only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. The announcement. Everyone else is broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are excited. I want this. I've always wanted this. Visa has always wanted to go out there and fight. You, Vase, and Nem are stoked. It's about time the colony stuck up for itself. Vase is going to report to expeditions first thing tomorrow. I can go too, adds Nem, but Vase squeezes his arm around her shoulders. You've only been training for a couple of years. It's not quite the voice I want. You've only been training for a couple of years, Vase replies. But don't worry, babe. We need people like you to stay and defend the colony. Nem grumbles, but she promises to keep the colony safe. I wanted to go out with Nem. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to your empty quarters, your birthday forgotten. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you know that time is over. Alright, what do you want, dickweed? You find Vase in the garrison lounge, holding court with a small group of young soldiers, listening to him tell a story about his latest expedition. He's gesturing animatedly with his arms and snarling like a beast. And then I shot out of the sodding sky. Bam bam! Vase finishes as you approach. The gathered crowd hoots and hollers for him, which he accepts magnanimously. Looking around, you see that it's mostly his Helio crew. You can tell from their uniformly close-cropped hair and perfect posture, but there are some faces you recognize from the colony. Anemone is here, and she shoots you a little wave. I mean, you're aware that I've killed a faceless before, right? You loudly boast that Vase's story is nothing, and walk right into the crowd of listeners. All eyes turn towards you, including Vase's, who is regarding you with a curious mixture of annoyance and interest. You tell them about the time you fought during the Fall of Stratos. Tell the story of the attack that destroyed the original colony when you were 14, and how you charged bravely into the battle instead of hiding with the other kids. Everyone listens with rapt attention as you describe the pitched battle, especially when you really lay on the gore. The room goes quiet when you describe defeating the mighty Faceless. You act out your strategy, crouching and weaving. As you describe the precision lunge that finally took the creature, you leap forward at Vase with a snarl. A few people shriek and laugh, but Vase doesn't flinch. Damn, Vase says, clearly impressed. You must be the coolest person on this whole podunk planet. Vase's friends laugh while the colonists look at each other and smile awkwardly, already not wanting to disagree with Vase. All except for Anemone, who joins in and laughs the loudest. Vase kicks out another stool from his table. Well, hero, come sit beside the king. Oh my god. Vase. Punch! You take a seat beside Vase. He crosses his arms and sits back, looking at you appraisingly. I didn't think this colony made them like you, he says. I thought you were all farmers and hippies, but you, I like. You've got a warrior's soul. The other heliopause teenagers look at you approvingly. The only thing this colony's good for is sport. I can't wait to get out there and shoot some aliens, Vase says. He bangs on the table with his fist. Those null shits aren't gonna know what to hit them! He curses a lot and it feels really juvenile. You think you're a real hotshot, huh? You think you're a real hotshot, huh? Vase raises an eyebrow at you. He gestures to his, well, all of himself. Obviously, he sneers. What do I have to be humble about? One of his friends punches him in the arm and Vase takes it with a cocky grin. He and Vase talk a while longer. Well, mostly he talks while you and his friends listen. Eventually the little crowd breaks up as people move on to their other duties. Vase says goodbye to all of the heliopause soldiers by name, and some of the colony ones too. Anemone lingers a little longer than the rest. He reaches out to her and they grasp forearms, and he pulls her down for a kiss. I'll see you around later, babe, he says. Vase. Punch. Anemone one-ups him, sliding into his lap and kissing him deeply. Not if I find you first. Vase laughs and swats her butt when she gets up to leave. Eventually it's just the two of you left. Vase stands up and puts his hands on his hips, surveying the garrison. His kingdom. All we did on the heliopause was train for this exact moment, he says. We were literally made for this. We're the best of the best. He smiles into your space. He leans into your space and fixes you with a wolfish smile, which makes me the best thing to happen to this planet since it started shitting out oxygen. Don't you forget. Oh. Oh. Vase. Punch. Tammy beams when she sees you like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face. Happy birthday, Vissa! She exclaims. She comes. Oh, wait. Thank you for cake. Oh, I have, wow, lost so much rage at Vase's existence right now. Oh, I want to snap his neck. Want to snap his neck. So much. Visit the spa. Get rid of the scary face. Vis doesn't have to worry about a scary face. He has to worry about a scary everything from me. I commented this when I first started playing this, but I like doing this as a stream game because talking through it makes everything feel in a way that I wouldn't normally. I'm surprised that we're not going to the subaqueous swamp with that last announcement. Where do I want to go? I like the ridge and drive. Let's go foraging. Let's go foraging. Report to the expedition sent and find not just Utopia, but Chief Security, Rhett, and Vase as well. I can't just spare any more of my people, Utopia is explaining to them. We've already pulled almost all the foragers, and we're already running skink crews in the ridges as it is. There's one person you can spare, Rhett replies, turning to face you. Hello, Vissa. How do you like to transfer onto one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me you're one of our best explorers. We could use someone like you. He indicates Vase. I need someone who can put up with this one. Vase puffs his chest out proudly. I would definitely kill a living creature. I've done it before. Why do we need to kill them? Sure, I'd love to hunt. Rhett nods. Good, I'm glad to hear that, he says, then turns to Vase. First, I need to make sure you know the basics. Vase, bring out the Vricky. Uh-oh, Squidly Feederson, look away. Vase goes over to a tent and brings back the Vricky on a long chain. It's sprightly and bright-eyed, some might even say cute, and comes up nearly to your waist. Vase looks proud of his duty as monster bearer. I caught this one myself, Rhett tells you. A I'm adding it to the training zoo, so don't kill it, but feel free to give it a few pokes. Then tell me, what are its weaknesses, its strengths? How would you defeat in a fight? Analyze the beast. And there we go. You study the creature for a long time. It looks nervous, skittering from side to side and making a clicking noise. You throw a stick at it, and it leaps up and grabs it in its mandibles. It angrily tears it in half, then glares at you. You think about your own pet, Swid Leafeatersome. This one is larger and fungus-like, maybe even close to the end of the mobile part of their life cycle. You know that one day all of Ricky's must take root and become nurse trees for the next generation. You rattle off some other facts you've learned from playing with Swid Leafeaterson, and Rhett nods. Good, Rhett says. Let's see if you're as good at hunting these as you are at identifying them. Come join the hunting squad next month. See how you do in the swamps. Unlocked hunt in the swamps and expeditions. Yeah. Oh, we need... You know, that actually lines up with what's happened in the past. I did kind of forget that. Each time we've unlocked a new area, it was because we first came out. Hey, Sim, how do you feel about us going out to slaughter things? Oh, wait, Egg first. Thank you, Egg. You think you see Sim running through the trees up ahead near the edge of the cliff. You call out to him, but your voice is drowned out by a screeching roar that shakes the forest. A manticore. You're feeling a remarkable lack of self-preservation today, so you holster your scanner and follow the noise through the trees. You find Sim fending off not one, but 3 manticores at the edge of the cliff, his back to the fatal drop behind. He's bleeding profusely from his hairline, and his left arm hangs uselessly at his side. He doesn't even register your presence as he tries to calm the beasts with soothing sounds. One of the manticores knocks Sim off his feet, and your heart lurches as a spray of stones clatter down the cliff. The beasts have him completely at their mercy. The lead manticore's delicate feet pin Sim's tattered clothing to the ground, spittle drooling from its misshapen jaws, and you watch Sim's expression twist in an emotion you've never seen in him before. Fear. Oh, you better believe we'll go fight. I'm about to go fight for reasons a hell of a lot stupider than saving someone I like. Don't have a 7. Fine. Which is better? Okay. 8. So that'll make that a 7. There we go. That got us the super goal. Somehow, using all your strength and then more, you defeat the lead manticore. The 2 smaller ones scatter, hissing their displeasure and biting at each other, with the death of their alpha negotiating their new pack dynamics to distract them for a while. You okay? Sim waves you off with the arm that doesn't hang limp at his side. I am fine, he gasps. I feel pain, but it does not control my behavior as much as it seems to in humans. You and Sim both collapse into the dirt, breathing hard. Yep, Sim's now at 80. Into the dirt, breathing hard. Your head is spinning with adrenaline and a little bit of blood loss, to be honest, and as you look over at Sim, he looks similarly stunned. That was impressive, Vissa, he says. I had no idea you were such an adept warrior. It's thrilling, actually. His gaze drops to your mouth and back to your eyes. Well, I'm glad that's over. Vissa has, like, no interest in Sim. I think it's some deeper part of Vissa doesn't trust him. 'Cause I don't trust him, and coming from the Soulsborne universe, Vissa knows better than to trust something stronger than her. You're both startled by a crashing sound from the trees. One of the 2 remaining manticores breaks through the tree line and roars at you, blood and spittle spraying from its ravenous jaws. There's no sign of the other, clearly lesser manticore. Run! Sim gasps, pulling you both to your feet. Gives you a push and you start running parallel to the cliff, trying to get some distance before it's safe to duck back in the trees. You don't hear Sim behind you. You whirl around just in time to see Sim clash with the manticore, grappling with its huge front claws that pushes him close to the edge of the cliff with dancer-like strength. Go! Sim yells. Rocks scatter down the cliff by his feet. Please, Vissa! Just go! You don't even have the chance to be a hero. The manticore takes Sim's neck in its jaws, and he screams in pain. Well, that sucks. I guess I should have trusted him. Sim locks eyes with you once more as time slows to a crawl, then speeds up as he grabs hold of Manticore and launches himself backward off the cliff. They're gone before you can scream. You rush to the edge, too late to catch even his trailing, tattered coat. It's a long way down, and the wind buffets your face viciously. You try to blink away the images of their bodies falling through the air, now seared into your memory. Sim's curiosity too. +7 if this is the only brains card. I can do that! Oh good, we're in morning again. You turn away from the smudges at the bottom of the cliff, but you still see it. You sit down, stunned, and stay that way for a long time. How can he be gone just like that? Dead. There won't be any funeral for him, the alien who would be human. It's not like he can bring his remains home to be recycled, to be properly recycled. It's a small comfort that at least out here, it won't be long until nature takes its course. Sim would probably have wanted that, you think. With a heavy heart, you return to the transport station. You just want to go home. I didn't expect that! Yup. Fuck. What makes this go away? Don't know. Let's... There we go. My brain finally clicked on what I can do. Let's go ahead and relax. On the walls, over here. Get friendship with this. No, no. We've had to say goodbye again. No. Too much sadness. We're still in mourning, but we're smiling. Oh, no. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Thank you for the Xeno egg. Tangent have a flower. Then shoots... Oh. So I've been curious about this before. All the previous in mourning actions were our parents or things like that dying. Not a situation like this. So we're not able to give gifts right now. But Sim is what? Just doesn't believe what you tell him. But I just saw him. You're lying. He can't be dead. He refuses to listen and just keeps repeating that you must be wrong. Can we go into the wild? Are we allowed to explore when we're in mourning? I didn't think we would be. Oh. I wasn't ready for that. I am fully prepared to believe that Sim is not dead. Man, I don't know what the situation is then. I don't know. I don't. Hey look, another 5 flush. We're so close to the next biology perk, which is what I'm going to take as comfort for. Okay, we're not in mourning anymore. Do we have any friends who have birthdays during this time of year? His birthday is late dust, okay. Tangent is late wet, which would make this also late wet. Early wet. Don't know her birthday. Know me. Mid dust. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Dis, what do you like? Do you like Xeno eggs? No. I don't know what anyone likes! You're catching up with Nem between her drills when she looks over your shoulder and frowns. Newton's bloody apple, she curses, seeming to shrink behind you. She's here again. You turn at the end of the garrison, you can see a small crowd of young soldiers forming around Chief Steward Antecedent. She's handing out lunch tiffins and doling out hugs to anyone who comes within melee range, which is quite a few of them. I love calling it within melee range. You've noticed, just from hanging around the garrison, even some of the transplant Helio soldiers have started calling her Auntie. This must be why. She comes by every couple days, Nem grumbles. Like we're still kids in the creche playing in our skirts, it's so disruptive. Aw, are you embarrassed about your mom? Eventually, the crowd around Antecedent thins and makes it over to you and them. She greets you with a warm hug. She smells nice, like flour and yeast. Hello, Vissa, she says. Have you eaten? I'm fine, Auntie. Let me switch out your water bottle then, she says, taking yours and giving you a full one. It's important to stay hydrated. Antecedent turns to Nem. You almost feel the temperature in the room drop several degrees as Nem stonily stares down at her mother. Antecedent's smile grows thin and she clutches the handles of her basket. How about you, Annie? Have you eaten? You need... Nem scowls and crosses her arms. I'm fine, she says, cutting off her mother. Just like I was yesterday. And last week. I don't need you to manage me. If you're sure, Antecedent responds, hesitantly. It's a mother's job to worry, Annie. She reaches out to lay her hand on Nem's scaly cheek, but Nem jerks backward and slaps her hand away. Oh yeah? Nem retorts. You just sit around and worry. Must be nice. But you'd like it if that was all I did too, huh? If I quit being a soldier and spent all day cuddling babies and wiping noses and fixing clothes like you did. Nice and safe in the creche, forever! Nem, that's too far. Nem turns her frightening scowl on you. Stay out of this, Vissa. I've never thought that, Annie, she says, laying her hand on her heart. I worry because I love you. I always will. I'm just doing what I can to keep you safe. Love doesn't keep anyone safe, Nem exclaims, raising her voice enough that some of the soldiers turn their heads to watch. Her thunderous expression convinces most of them to go back to their business. Nem clenches her fists. Love didn't keep Calm safe, did it? She says, her voice breaking. There's no amount of love or worry on this whole stupid planet that can do that. So you should just stop, okay? Stop or do something actually useful. I'm never gonna be like you. I'm gonna fight! Oh no. Base peels off from his unit and jogs over to stand beside Nem. You okay, babe? He asks, putting his hand on Nemene's shoulder, covers it with her own and angles her body towards him. Yeah, everything's just galactic, Nem mutters. My mom was just about to tell me again how much she wishes I would give up being a soldier so I can pop out babies and be safe. Antecedent sputters, trying to explain herself, but Face beats her to it. Anemone is an exemplary soldier, Chief Steward, he says calmly. I know it's hard for a mother to accept. We're all much safer for her service to the colony. He puts one finger on Nem's chin, talking directly to her. And remember, Nemi, that we exist to protect people like your mother. Preserve the bond between parents and their children. Face gives Antecedent a stiff smile. Stars align. One day we won't lose any more sons. Man, it's hard not to just hear this as propaganda coming out of Vase's stupid mouth. A soft "oh" escapes Antecedent as she blots her eyes. Oh, you are one of the good ones, aren't you? She says, clearly trying not to cry. Just walking the footsteps of the good men and women who served before me, ma'am, Vase replies. We couldn't do it without you keeping the hearth lit for us. Speaking of, I'll take lunch, if you have any left. Don't like. Antecedent laughs and hands him a tiffin from her basket, then goes up on her toes to give him a quick hug. Over her shoulder, Vase shoots a cheeky wink at Nem, who rolls her eyes and snorts. And there. That's essentially what I'd been waiting that whole interaction for, was where he ruins it. Where he very clearly lets us know that, yeah, I'm doing this as an act. Yeah, I'm doing this because this is what I've been told to do, what I'm supposed to do. Not because I mean it. Loathsome piece. Oh, don't like him. Nomi is playing a game on their holopalm, but they look up and give you a big smile. Hi! What's going on, Vissa? I'm just killing time. Maybe I'm tired of Digger Dog. I have a present. Enjoy, crystals. Man, that interaction sucked. We'll go out without the next biology perk. Simply because of the fact that I hope we find something to bring back. We definitely want to go back to the valley at some point, but it is time. I don't want to... I'm not here to become friends with Face. This is Face. It's punched. Actually, genuinely, if this is the kind of person, I'm pretty sure she would shoot him in the back and leave him out here. You look down at the drone rifle in your hands. This is the big leagues. Finally, you're going to get out there and take the fight to the enemy. No messing around out there, Security Chief Red says. These animals are dangerous. They want to kill you, probably as much as you want to kill them. Your job is to get to them first. Utopia sighs. And by no messing around, he means don't you go taking risks, she says. As head of expeditions, she's technically in charge of you in the field. The Ret is the one who molded you for this. There'll always be animals out there, but you're a lot harder to replace. So, I take exception to the Ret is the one who molded you for this. Yeah, we got some combat training from him, but honestly, most of our skills are from on-the-job training out here in the wilds. And if you take down anything edible, she adds, tag it for reclamation so we can bring it back to the colony. Vase is practically humming with excitement beside you. Red pairs you up to head out together, and Vase says, I don't need a buddy, he grumbles. No offense, Vissa, you'll only hold me back. Red shakes his head. You two are a good match, he insists. I want you to watch each other's backs out there. Stay within transceiver range of each other at all times. You might not always be able to reach the colony or Utopia, but you'll have each other. Never engage the enemy alone. I don't need Vase. The feeling's mutual, Vase mutters. Red claps you both on the shoulder and leans in, his voice going dangerously low. Either of you ever comes back alone, I will personally kick your asses all the way back to the wormhole, he says, a firm smile still on his face. Team up, or stay home. Fine. Rek takes off on his glider and Vase turns to you. You better keep up with me, he sneers. We might be stuck together, but that doesn't mean I need your help. I'm gonna get all the kills and all the kudos, so just let me do all the work and stay out of my way. The subaqueous swamps are especially dangerous, Utopia says. Something in the air makes the beasties here all kinds of fickle. It'll be the storms, but normally docile creatures are a lot more aggressive. Bites her lip. To be perfectly straight with you, there's some darn scary things out there in the swamps. I don't much love that we're sending you kids out into a literal war zone, Utopia says. I've been to the swamps before all this war business. It's a beautiful place, even if it is real spooky. Hurts my heart to see soldiers tromping all over it. She sums up a smile. I know you teenagers can be just as capable as adults when it comes to surveying and hunting, she says. You got faster reflexes and stronger stamina than a lot of these old codgers. Just try not to take any stupid risks out there, okay? Promise your honorary auntie? She's 30 years old at this point. Didn't even think about that. Face scoffs. You're not my aunt, he mutters. I don't need a coward telling me what I'm capable of. God, what I wouldn't give. Okay, so I do plan on doing things here. Actually, let's check out the bushbub. There's a different variety of bushbub here in the swamps. Slimy, smooth-featured, and gloopy, like the rest of the foliage. They seem just as slow but suspiciously intelligent as their dry biome cousins. You come across one of their little shrines and find their well-worn paths in the loamy soil. While you're inspecting the shrine, you hear a blurbling, groaning noise, and Vase smacks you with the butt of his rifle to get your attention. Barreling down on you from different directions on the path are two goop-faced bushbub sentries, pulling to each other as if they'd been laying in wait. They attack! Bad idea. Let's just get these sixes out of the way. 7 and 6. Get that straight taken care of. Six, 7, 8. Actually, that's not gonna do it. That's still the best result we get, at least with the cards we put out there. +1 colony defense. You kill one, and the other one runs off. Well, sort of. You've never seen an animal quite like this. It's like an ambulatory sack of oatmeal. Analyze the corpse. Needs perception 30 or higher. +5 stress. Base size as you kneel down to take a closer look at the goopy bushbub. This must be some subspecies of bushbub that doesn't appear on your Palm's bestiary. Its rock-like skin is much thinner and slimy. Its branches don't look like they've ever had leaves on them. +1 biology. Hey, there's that perk we wanted. You cut it open and its organs just don't make sense. They're just jumbled in there willy-nilly. Can't even figure out how this creature would digest food. Maybe it's a genetic abomination, but there were 2 of them. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. Don't think I care that much about that. Venusaur? You haven't seen one of you in such a long time. Venusaur has been following you and Vase from a distance. You see it now and then out of the corner of your eye. It doesn't seem aggressive and looks recently fed, so it isn't hunting for you for food. This is pretty unusual behavior for such a normally skittish creature. It's pollen, isn't it? It is pollen. Which means I want to keep enough for something. Befriend it. It doesn't act like a wild animal at all, more like an algorithm. It's not interested in your food, your soft cooing, nothing you can offer. It's unnerving and strange. It continues to back off and keep a precise distance from you and Vase. When it sees you paying attention, it backs off further, then comes back to observe you. That's it, Vase says, shouldering his rifle. I've had enough of this. The presence of danger seems to unlock some new subroutine in the Venusaur's instincts. It charges you. Aw, I wanted a new pet. I was kind of excited for it, too. Yeah, let's just get... Actually... 7... It's an 11. I'm not getting anything else to match it. But that does free us up to do something like this round. Sure. And yeah, we've just got some numbers that are just big. Big numbers. That's all they're here for. Actually, I guess I could go here and then here. And I do get the 5 card flush. Ah, no, it doesn't count it. Never mind. Oh, we still got a 4 card flush. And still got the win we wanted. Plus 10 kudos. It doesn't even defend itself. Bizarre! You and Vase kill it, and it dies just like any other perfectly ordinary Venusaur. Too bad their meat is toxic to humans. An hour later, you notice a muckwalker watching you from the water. It dives back under when you point it out to Vase, but a few minutes later, it's back again. Ah! I'm sick of being spied on! Vase exclaims. He stomps over the swamp edge, splashing up mud and brackish water. You think back to the monitoring station you found in the ridges with this, where you saw through a creature's eyes. Vase might be more right than he knows. Probably. So it means his shoot first mentality is probably going to get one or both of us in trouble. Utopia told you that usually docile creatures are aggressive here in the swamp. You didn't expect to run into a pack of murderers. Hawkeye! They're charging straight towards you down the path, their powerful claws drumming against the ground, making enough noise for an animal 5 times their size. Vase raises his rifle and prepares to fire. You know, I'm realizing that playing a character instead of playing myself is kind of difficult in this game. The reason I bring that up is because of the fact that I'm having an increasingly difficult time handling just killing things. Like, just the brutality of some of these kills, too. I can't get the straight I want. So sure, let's just get some cards out of our hand. That's an 8. How many weight? I have a 7. So there's... Put that over there to have the 9. Oh, cool. That still works. And that gives us the super goal. Hey, that was even the correct setup. Slaughtering the hordes. -1 to all other cards, and it's an 8. That's... I don't love that. They're really quite harmless individually, and they're so exhausted from having hopped all this way that they're easy to pick off. Kill all those little Hawkeyes. Race does it with a kind of frightening joy. +1 colony defense. I think that's a big thing about Vissa in this take. Vissa normally doesn't care about what she's killing, but Dis and Cal and Tammy have all made her care. Like, this isn't just my care. This isn't... The Souls games always put Vissa in... Actually, not even just the Souls games. Every game I play with Vissa just puts her in the situation where she and kill indiscriminately because it's not her world. They are just threats. This is something else entirely. Squidly Feederson is at our side is a great example of that. Okay, on the flip side though, this thing is still not okay. You and Vase hear a crashing, growling noise nearby. Two manticores are fighting. You're so invested in their battle, they don't even notice you approach. One of the manticores looks much older than the other, its tail bitten short and its mane mangy with old, tattered flowers. The younger one is still in much better condition, but significantly smaller. I'm starting to just get kind of interested in what the other options are, but let's just set this for both of them. We have a straight 10 and a straight 9 now. That's something else. Don't have a way to get in here. In that case, move these down, move this up, put this here. Big number. You know, I kept talking about the fact that we had no problem with finding log. That we had no problem with these. It's starting to get a little more difficult, obviously. You pull out your rifle and aim at the fighting pair. Hell yeah, Vase mutters, doing the same. The manticores are so distracted you're able to take both of them down out quickly. And it's definitely doing something to Vista to have Vase on her side here. Me and Vase give each other a high five. Two more creatures that won't attack the colony. Their meat is edible, but their pelts aren't good for much, but you remove their talons and nails. Maybe someone will give you some kudos for these. At least things like the bush bub, when I killed it, it was good for something. Also, thankfully we're finding some things. Is this the end of the swamp already? It's getting late, and you and Vase should be heading home soon. Then you spot it. There on the plateau, half a click away, glittering in a beam of blue evening sunlight, a Unisaur. You pull out your holoculars. This one has particularly beautiful coloring, a pale bluish white. The last rays of sunlight shimmer through its rainbow mane as it paws the ground and sniffs the air. You're drawn to its terrible beauty. The question is, when did it eat last? When did it last eat? Try to get closer. Must make friend. No, not quite. I think we're just in a position where we want to put down the faceless. 8. Goes next to a 9 pretty well. Comes a 7. So a 6 works perfectly. Give us that straight. And Squidly makes her straight so stupid. Okay, so I don't want to use any wilds in that case. So that's where I have to be careful with that. Do I just go 666 here? Yeah, I'm not using any gem cards. Which is kind of a bummer. I don't know what happened to us having gems all the time. Vase watches you, expecting something bad to happen. You approach very, very slowly, pausing for a few minutes at a time for it to get used to your scent. It takes you almost an hour to work your way up to the plateau, but when you do, Unisaur bows, seeming to accept you. What do you do? Capture it? Film it? What do I get for filming it? It's all too beautiful. -1 stress. That's a hell of a thing. The Unisaur's horn, +1 cards with gems. I wonder if that includes itself. Nah, we gotta try and capture it. This beautiful wild beast is far from tame, and you wonder if this is the right thing to do. But you know if it was Vase's choice, you would just kill it, and surely this is more merciful. You have a moment where you look in the eye and see intelligence, murderous intelligence, that actually follows you down the slope without any trouble at all. You get the sense that it's chosen you, or at least it's curious enough about you to want to learn more about you. You radio Cal to let you know you're bringing home a new Unisaur. A Unisaur? He chuckles. No idea what we're gonna do with one of those, but we'll figure it out. It looks like it trusts you, he continues. Make sure you come by Geoponics to keep that bond up. We could use a hand with the other animals, too. Keep exploring. Well, that was a little unexpected. Minor bummer, because I wanted a new pet. I'm sorry, I'm not kind of curious. I'm so deeply curious what the other pets in this game are supposed to be like. Because I have to assume there's more. I have to. They would not have the animal traits work the way they do if there was only one pet. Maybe I'm just hoping, but man, it seems like it'd be a waste to not have more pets. Okay, so okay. Really does seem like that's the end of the swamp. And to be fair, I probably think it's a lot smaller than it actually is, just because of the fact that, oh, must get roots. Must get roots. I want roots to do. Oh. We'll get back to you, Thumper. I want to make sure I pick up those other roots first. Man, this is going to be one of those places where it's actually really hard for me to figure out how much of it I've explored, isn't it? Oh, never mind. That was just right next to the beginning. I just completely missed it. Wait, you recognize the sound? It's a thumper, like the one you found with Dis. You and Vase follow the sound and find Rhett and Utopia doing the same thing. You're saying this is some kind of alien tech? Rhett asks, and Utopia nods. How old is Rhett at this point? 57. Huh, Rhett continues. They must have left it running when they left. Is this why the animals are so aggressive here? Rhett beckons you over. Hey, it's my star hunting team, he says, and Vase beams proudly. Well, better luck trucking down this thumper if we split up, Rhett says, and hands you a bundle of explosives. Here, take these, and if you find it, you blow it back into space. Vase looks at you like you can't believe your luck. A top priority demolitions mission. Track down the thumper. I don't want to share something this cool with that jerk. But I do want to find it. Can't deny that. Oh god, okay. That's... Hate this card. But I can probably make it work. Sure. That makes up the points lost by making them one. Well, no, it doesn't. God, that card sucks. Like, I just can't figure out how it's supposed to be good. That one wants sets neighbors to 6, so let's put that there. No, actually, I have cards that actually would like to be set to 6. Thank you. Which one's... Oh, either one gets super cool, so... You follow the thumping sound to one of those alien pyramids of shining black rock. This one is half submerged in the muck, and its vibrations have liquefied much of the ground here and make the standing water ripple nervously. The creatures nearby are acting strangely too. It looks ancient and overgrown, but also technologically advanced beyond your comprehension. It's a strange blend of organic and inorganic parts, and somehow it's still working. You could destroy it, as requested, or you could study it. You already know which one Vase would rather do, and as you're considering your options, you hear a growling noise from behind you. Rising out of the shivering muck are several Xenos, drawn mad by the ceaseless thumping. Fight them. This is one of the few times we've ever gone 2 challenges in 1. It's kind of different. Let's go just 666, see if we can't get a 7 to form a straight with. There we go. Oh. I didn't see what that does. Oh, well, that sucks. Okay, well, we'll keep the straight, I guess. 4... Can't raise it, okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of those 2. 9, 8, 7... There we go. Okay. Oh, that was even our best combination. That's not what I expected. Yeah, I like it. Oh, don't have enough to do the redirect. You and Vase manage to dispatch the creatures until only a few dazed Hop-Eyes are left. He kicks a carcass back in the swamp. Stupid animals, he chuckles. We're gonna blow this thing or what? Let's blow this thing. It seems like the right thing to do. Also, destroying things is fun. You set the explosives you got from Rhett, a sort of crystal-infused jelly that Helios brought with them. You You stand back what seems like a safe distance, and the shockwave knocks you flat on your back, and your vision goes white and stinging loud as you crack your head against a rock. +1 colony defense, so that was a good choice. You turn to reality what feels like only a few seconds later, though the suns are beginning to set and you're still lying on the ground. Utopia is crouched over you, taking vital signs, and you have the worst headache you've had in a while. We'd probably be injured if it weren't for her toughness trait. Hey, welcome back, Utopia says warmly. Just sit tight, okay? That knocked you out, but good. You mumble something about the thumper, and Utopia lays her cool hand on your throbbing head. You got it, sweets. It's gone. You're back. We spent the month exploring. God, I hate you. I don't know if I'm just being too mean to him, letting... Nah, I could try saying all kinds of things about maybe I should be being nicer, but no. He's the kind of person who's been so swallowed up by his own propaganda that... No. Just no. You try and get Nem away from him. He's not gonna be good for her. We want to go to the valley. We want to go to the valley for a very specific reason, so we will be ignoring basically anything. Unless we find something like Sim, we're ignoring everything until we get to the end, because I'm still hoping to find that hole again. I mean, from a player perspective, I'm just like, damn it, what did I miss? From a character perspective, though, this is something big, and it's only gotten bigger as we've learned more about the gardeners. Not knowing anything about it, just knowing that it's out there and that we didn't finish the job of looking into it, that's hard to deal with. But it looks like the only thing we're doing is dealing with this. The Valley of Vertigo spans a huge and relatively safe area, so it's rare to see other foragers out here. It's surprising, then, to come across Utopia and 2 other foragers crouching in the underbush. Psst! Vissa! Utopia hisses, beckoning you over. Get over here! Sink over to the other foragers. Through a gap in the underbrush, you spot a terrific sight. Fully grown manticore has fallen to a nest of at least 20 snap bladders, and they're engaged in what looks like a battle to the death. I've got 10 kudos on the snap bladders, she says. Fell into a nest once. I was laid up in a med bay for a week. Poor manticore, one of the foragers says, what a way to go. The last forager snorts. Who cares? After what they did to Hell, every manticore can rot for all I care. The manticore roars in pain as it's torn apart by the whip-fast, hungry snap bladders. Bet on the manticore, bet on the snap bladders. Help that manticore. What's gonna happen if I help a manticore? Like, this sounds like a terrible, stupid idea. We could get a manticore pet, and then nothing will ever fight us again. Or more specifically, nothing will ever be a fight for us again. 8, 6, 6, and... Victorious. Helping an animal. Oh yeah, we've had helping an animal for a while, but this is kind of the specific image, although Cal's also in the image. Utopia tries to stop you as you burst through the underbrush, dedicating yourself to being the best distraction your weak, fragile human body can be. Enough of the snap bladders turn their focus on you that the manticore is easily able to pick the others off. Crunch, munch, snap. Off go enough heads in the manticore's powerful jaws that the survivors cut their losses, disappearing back into their burrow. Now you find yourself face to face with the manticore, Vertumna's perfect murder machine. It looks at you quizzically. You look back. You feel a weird connection to this creature. Suddenly, Manticore roars, lunging at you and lashing its great mane. Wisely, you scream in terror and get the hell away. Luckily, the Manticore is too wounded to bother chasing you, and the other foragers make it away without injury. We're too worn out to go back to exploring. I hit the wrong button anyways. +2 biology. So we're going to be spending the first portion... Oh no! No, we're going to rest right before Vertumnalia. No! I'm an idiot. But everything takes stress. That sucks. Okay. It's Anemone's birthday, so let's go give her a gift. You feel the weight of a pair of eyes on you as you approach Nem. Looking around, you see Vase staring at you with a suspicious expression. Hey, Vissa, Nem says, greeting you with a smile. What's up? You know what? But this card sucks. I can't convince myself to get it. Here, I got something for you, though. Have egg. Naomi, when's your birthday again? You're mid-dust? You are mid-dust. Annie. Flower. Where is Tammy at? 89? 89. Cool. Tangent, your birthday's not till what? You don't like bobber fruit. Have flower. I hope you find it useful. We're not flirting with Tangent. Real life, Chris? In a heartbeat. Every time. Yes. Vissa? No. Cal? Bobber fruit. Just chuck it at your head. Oh god, okay, well... Man... This sucks. Let's go get closer to Dis at least. Up to the lookout stands. Relax on the walls. Up on the wall, you can catch what little breeze there is this time of year. You let the hot, dusty wind buffet your face, and you feel grateful that you're not down on the ground working your butt off. Work your butt off? No way. Work on your tan, more like it. Yeah, we're just gonna keep all those, actually. They're all just fine cards. This year's Vertinalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums, supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides off command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to raucous applause. Thank you, everyone, he calls out over the din. Look at you, look at this colony, finally, truly united. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and I see a fire in your eyes. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay. Vatumna, do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vatumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. Lum gestures for security chief Rhett to join him on stage, then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not of rampant chaotic growth. Punches his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. That's a lot of fucking work, man. Brett crosses his arms and nods his agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears their throat. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contests will be held. What? A sign of protest rises from the crowd, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, "Not my fault." Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues, This war will use our colony resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable time. Hey, I've got some good news, Lum adds, jumping back on stage. This one's really gonna knock your socks off. The colony has its first pregnancy! Lum's trying to hide the fact that this is a bad situation he's putting us in. The crowd murmurs in excitement, and Lum beckons Tammy to join him. Everyone, give a round of applause for Aspartame here! Vertumna's first mother! Tammy is beet red all the way to the tips of her ears, but she dutifully has a little twirl so Lum can show her off. Look at her, he exclaims. So vibrant, so healthy, just like our young colony. We're so proud of you, Tammy. Your child is going to join the ranks of the greatest species the universe has ever seen! Lum pumps his fist in the air. Humans! 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 Let me hear you, Vertumna! Wait, Tammy's pregnant? How is this how I'm finding this out? Tammy descends from the stage into a gaggle of surprised and excited friends. OMG, is it really true? Mars asks immediately, taking Tammy by the hands. Yes! Tammy exclaims like the secret is bursting out of her. I'm finally going to be a mommy! Just like Aunt Anne! You take a good look at Tammy. You haven't seen a pregnant person in years. Not since you landed, at least. Aren't they supposed to glow? Tammy looks radiant with pride and excitement. Looking more closely, you realize that her dress is starting to curve out around the belly. Every baby born to the colony, even you and your friends, is a complex arrangement of inherited, donated, and altered genes, and sometimes not even related to their parents. If the council let Tammy have a baby, does that mean there will be more soon? Will they expect you to have a baby? Cal runs over from where he was standing with his family and sweeps Tammy up in a big hug, twirling her around. I'm so proud of you, he exclaims, then rests his hand gently on her belly. Sorry, too much spin? You okay, little hot eye? They look at each other adoringly. Aw, he's gonna do what our dad did, but he's gonna do it for Tumn and stuff. As you stand around and marvel at Tammy's news, the adults all start putting away the chairs and setting up for games and contests. Mars puts her hands on her hips. So, she starts, what does everyone think about this war on nature? I think it's stupid, Cal says immediately. I know survival is important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here. Mars rolls her eyes. Duh, of course you'd think that. She mutters, personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him. Only 17. She flips her hair over her shoulder. They should listen to me instead. Finally, you're all called to participate in the games. The last ones, maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realize that this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. Xeno wrangling. The crowd goes silent as the ranchers bring out the most dangerous animal the games have ever seen. A fully grown manticore. God, I wish it could be our buddy that we saved. It roars and thrashes its mane, stalking around in a circle on the lead hammered into the ground. It's got a muzzle on, Vase complains, but its claws are filed down. Chief Ret, this isn't a challenge. On the sideline, Ret shrugs and spreads his hands. Vase and Nem go before you. Vase is an accomplished wrangler and manages to wrestle up to the ground easily by mounting and looping a rope behind the joints of its claws, pulling them behind the manticore's back. Nem manages to do... Oh, sorry, that was Vase who did that. Nem manages to do the same thing, but it's a struggle. She limps out of the ring with a wrenched shoulder as the wranglers free the manticore again. It snaps its claws and grins hungrily. Oh, you don't know what you're dealing with. But I'm happy to teach ya. Alright, that's wild, so we need to do that. Don't have a 9, so let's just go with the 3 of a kind plus the 15. Still no 9, but that's fine. 6, 7, 6. And I cannot discount the flush. This is a wild freaking manticore, one of the most dangerous beasts on Vertumna, something that could never be tamed, and they want you to wrestle it? No problem. You're offered your choice of implement. You choose an electrified baton, and it's a good thing you do. Manticore swipes at you, fatigued but still ferocious, and you give it a few jolts. When it begins to show fear, you come in close and deliver a few more to its soft underbelly. It roars in pain and confusion. The crowd roars in bloodthirst as you force the Manticore into submission, especially the Helios. You aren't sure if they were rooting for you or for the Manticore. After the festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offensive against the planet. This concept of a war on nature does not sit well with me. You were supposed to meet Nem for lunch, but she didn't show up. You head to the garrison to see if you can find her. You spot Nem's shock of red hair over by the close-range fighting ring. As you approach, she finishes a flurry of blows with a roundhouse kick that almost knocks the training dummy's head off. Hiya! Nem roars, echoing off the vaulted ceiling of the garrison. Nem steps back from the ring and pulls at the bottom of her shirt to wipe her face, flashing you a glimpse of her muscular stomach and the blue-green scaling that dances over her ribcage and down her hips. Her skin shines with sweat under the harsh lights. I mean, just paint her as a goddess, why not? You catch her rib and you catch her eye and she shoots you a smile, as quick and bright as the sun glinting off a metal roof before it disappears behind her usual bleak expression. She jogs over to you. What are you doing here, Vissa? She rings up the time on her hollow palm and her eyes go wide. Oh shit, were we supposed to eat lunch together today? I'm sorry. You look incredible. Like, Vissa's jaw has just been on the floor this whole time. You gulp and give her a long, teasing gaze. Then goes red and puts her hand over your mouth. Shh! Don't say stuff like that! She hisses. I didn't know you were watching. You're gonna get me in trouble with Vase. Then grabs her water bottle and drinks from it, then pours the rest over her head and flicks the water through her shaved side. We can still get some chow if you want, she says. Just give me a sec. And then pulls an oversized sports ball sweater over her workout clothes, her thumbs popping through the holes worn into the cuffs. The lettering on the back reads kombucha. Oh, I used to have a sweater with thumb holes. I loved it. As you exit the garrison, you're stopped by a few of the other soldiers who all seem to want to give Nem a high five or tell her about their days. Even though she's clearly exhausted, she musters few heartening words for each of them. They all know I'm dating Vase, she says apologetically when you finally emerge into the sunlight. It's weird. All of a sudden I'm like a hero to them, too. I haven't even done anything yet. I train every day, though. Probably like 6 or 8 hours, she says, rubbing at her shoulder and stretching it out as she walks. Feels good to work hard. Like it just wipes out all the bad thoughts. Anything that's bothering me. She makes an exploding motion with one hand. It just goes away. Oof. I can't afford to lose my focus, Nem says solemnly. I can't let myself get distracted. If I do that and someone dies because of it... Null it, man, she says, shaking her head. The thought of it keeps me up at night. Sometimes I just get up and run around the colony until I'm too tired to stand. No one else is gonna die on my watch. You understand, right? She asks, turning to you. You work harder than anyone. How do you do it? What are you fighting for, Vissa? That's... For Vissa, there is just no other choice. She's just always been violent, and now she's lost people. All she can do is hope enough violence keeps more people from going away. Nem considers this. Yeah, ain't that the truth? He replies, scuffing her foot in the dirt. People should be able to just live their lives. Shouldn't have to fight so hard just to survive, but here we are. She runs her fingers over the knobbly scales of her jaw. I wonder what I would have done if I didn't have to defend the colony against a bunch of dumb aliens. I probably shouldn't think about it. What matters is that this is what I have to do, she nods to herself. We both have to do. Oh hey, Ting's idle dialogue has changed. I don't have time to waste explaining simple concepts to mental degenerates, Ting sniffs. If you're here to ask me a question, please make it quick. Tammy! How could you not have told me? Tammy is sweeping the front stoop of the lounge, humming a little song to herself. As you approach, you see her stand up straighter and rub her back. Now that you know, it's clear she's pregnant. You wonder how you didn't catch on before Vertum an alien. It's still mind-blowing that she's going to have a baby. The first child born from someone who was themselves born in space. It's hard to believe she's only 1 year older than you. Little Tammy, who cries when toys break and is scared to leave the walls. She's going to be a mom! Tammy looks up as you approach and smiles. Hello, Vissa. It's so nice out today, don't you think? She always thinks it's a nice day, even when it's pouring rain. It must be nice to be so cheerful all the time. I can't believe you're pregnant! Tammy laughs and ducks her head. I believe it, she says, smiling to herself. It's definitely real. I have the swollen ankles to prove it. Whose is it? Why, it's mine, she says, tilting her head at you with a sweet but defiant expression. But Cal says he wants to be a father to them too, she adds. He's been really supportive. I asked a really shitty question there, I'm sorry. That's a shitty thing to ask. God. Ugh. Tammy leans on her broom with a dreamy smile. I've thought about it for a long time, and talked to Aunt Anne and Dr. Instance, she says. I've always known I wanted children. She giggles and thought, lots of them! So why not get started now? Aunt Anne and I are going to run the new creche, so I'll have plenty of help raising them, the same way I was raised, she adds. I might not be the strongest or smartest person in the colony, but I'm going to be the best mom. I know I can do this. You ever want kids, Vissa? This world is too dangerous for babies. Vissa is currently just in a mindset of having to fight still. She looks confused. Tammy laughs. Vissa, we were born on a literal spaceship. That was super dangerous! Our parents leaving Earth was dangerous. My dad told me he was scared every day that something would go wrong with the ship, but he tried to stay brave for me. She strains up. I think We can't wait for the right time, because it might never come, she says softly. Her hand goes to rest on her stomach. You have to go on living, no matter what's going on out there. I think having children is a part of that, if you say so. Then goes back to sweeping the stoop, adding little snippets of lyrics to her made-up song. Yes, this is now her birthday. Everyone's so serious all the time, Nomi says, touching her chin with the tip of her finger. I'm trying my best to help. Even if I'm not good soldier stuff, I can at least make things that make people smile. That's important too. Yes. God, yes it is. I would not have a hobby if it wasn't. What are we at? We're at 30? Cool. Nomi's in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. I'm sorry, I'm now just imagining Nomi with various kinds of body pillows around them. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushy creature, and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. Find anything good? No! Nomi sighs, tipping over onto her side. Not since I finished all of Maid Stalker Ares. I can't believe it ended on a cliffhanger! I didn't know that the Stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished airing, Nomi whines. We have every episode except for the two-parter season finale! They bury their face against the plushie. Now I'll never know how it ends, they sniffle. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch. This isn't about the show, is it? Nomi wipes their eyes and heaves a big sigh. Yeah, they say, not being your eye. I guess that's kinda true. Just reminds me that, they pick out a thread off their plushie. You know, they continue quietly, that, everything ends and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, Galactic, I'm never gonna run out of things to watch. I felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. A new planet, new people, a new life. Nomi digs their fingers into their plushie. Now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone is always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everything have to be so grim all the time? They wipe their eyes again angrily. And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair! Oh, I get that. It's hard. Nomi nods, their chin wobbling as they try to keep it together. Yeah, they say, tipping their head up to the ceiling and trying to put on a brave smile. Thanks for getting it, Vissa. I'm sorry. You are a good bean. Well, we're popular. You know what that means. Xenobotany! Surveyor Tonin found Plepgrass shortly after the colony landed on Vertumna. The waxy violet grass grows almost everywhere near the colony. When you steep its roots, you get a deep purple tea. It tastes horrible, grassy and bitter, but it's a stimulant, and mildly hallucinogenic, so adults think it's great. You've been drinking it for years with no ill effects except for an overwhelming urge to stick your tongue out and say bleh when you taste it. You've been trying to cultivate new variants that don't taste as awful, or have more potent stimulant or hallucinogenic properties. Maybe you'll even find some entirely new medicinal usage. Ready to test a new strain. Tangent would probably appreciate a better stimulant, and Cal would appreciate a nicer trip. Who will be your test subject? The testing on humans cards are really funny looking. Now let's just try it ourselves. You brew yourself a cup of tea. Blah! You really didn't do anything to improve the taste. +1 creativity. A few hours later, you notice that you feel more open to the creative vibrations of the universe. Like anything you imagine could become real. You just have to get the right resonant frequency of the molecules. That's the trick. You scribble out some notes. A few hours after that, you take a look at your notes. Well, luckily no one else needs to see those. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Aw, camping outside in Dis's secret art together. That makes me smile. Then let's go 7-7, I guess. That got us the super goal. +5 more biology. And +2 organizing, which is actually starting to be a minorly decent score. Okay, so from my joking, we are actually still going... yeah, I like going to the ridge zone during dusk, so... Let's go to the ridges. Okay, so we've done valley. We still need to do the plains, the ridge, and I actually want to try exploring nearby this year. Well, let's do the ridge for now. See if we can't get more of those weird devices. Flowers, flowers, do flowers. We're definitely coming. We're going. So I don't believe Sim is dead. I don't think that's a particularly interesting thing to say, even. But I don't think Sim is dead, and I actually get the feeling that we might find him near the colony, where Dis and us used to run out to when we were smaller. What produced the... Is it the first? No. What made... Is it an animals perk? I think so. No. Sorry, I'm taking a second to try and remember what perk made it so that... No, it's a bravery perk, right. It's the halfway bravery perk that makes it so that it only costs 10 to go exploring. Hey Sim! You're taking a sample at the base of a tree when you feel something patter off your head and fall to the ground. It's a nut. That's strange. This species doesn't usually. You look up and your stomach lurches when you realize you've been being watched this whole time. A pair of familiar eyes peers down at you from the branches. It's Sim! Urines down at you. Well. It isn't the little human. Have you come to visit me, Sugarbug? But I saw you die. Did you? He says slyly. You'd think I would remember that. You did witness my death. I apologize, Sim continues. He leans down from his branch, his long hair dangling just out of reach. I imagine I didn't enjoy it much either. How can you just die and come back? It's a gardener thing, he replies dismissively. He's so casual about it. I make regular backups, just in case. Backups? Sim gives you a little smile. Surely by now, you know I cannot divulge the specifics of my role here. It doesn't stop you from hinting. Sim's smile grows wider and he trills with laughter. I know! Having a secret is much more gratifying than I expected it would be. I guess I'm happy you're alive. Sim sighs gratuitously. I wish everyone felt that way, he mutters. One of my associates seems to feel otherwise. A confused look, he waves his hand. One of the other gardeners, Noctilucent. They really don't care for you humans, I'm afraid, and they're aware I've taken an interest in you. With a soft warmth, Sim drops gracefully out of the tree and dusts himself off. We're treading dangerous water by hunting the animals, he says. They're becoming absolutely insufferable about it, and soon I won't be able to talk them down from taking matters into their own hands. He claps you on the shoulder. Take that warning with the candor with which it was intended. Sim turns to leave, but you sputter and grab his sleeve. You can't, after all that. You deserve some answers. Real ones. He owes you that. He turns to you, one arched eyebrow raised. What is it, Visa? Are you really Sim? The one and the same, Sim answers, carefully prying your hand from his clothing. I acknowledge this is difficult for you to understand. He takes a deep breath, considering his words carefully. Humans have but one short window of consciousness, which encourages you to think of yourselves as individual points on the line of history. You are, quite clearly, not your parents, or your grandparents, or your unborn children. You're your own marvelous creature. He places his hand on his chest. I do not disappear when this form dies. I am eternal, in a sense. I am all who came before. I am all who will come after. I am my own legacy. I am symbiosis. What do you really do here? Sim gives you a blank smile. I am a gardener, he says simply. I was created to be a gardener, and I imagine I will be one until my services are no longer required. In your look of confusion, Sim softens. Humanity is so concerned with purpose, he says sadly. It is because you were not created for one. You spend the entirety of your short lives under the impression you need one. The concept of someone having a purpose must be seductive. He shrugs one elegant shoulder. My existence is simple. I act in the ways for which I was created. That is not an interesting answer for an individualistic species as yourselves, I am aware. Perhaps we must both accept that may be beyond the human capacity to comprehend. He tilts his head to the side as if listening to something and squeezes your hand. I fear I have said too much. I hope I can see you again soon, and that all may be revealed to you. Well, I found him. Utopia, what are you up to? Should be wrapping this episode up soon. Maybe after we talk to Utopia. Utopia has sent a team of geologists to get a closer look at the region's weird terrain. You come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over. Vissa! She says, drawing everyone's attention to you. Vissa, come here! Everyone, Vissa's been working this area a while, and I'm sure she's got plenty of information on what's out here. The geologists politely turn towards you and listen. Oh, no. We've done this one before. Share your findings on the Gardener's Array. Huh. The what now? Utopia asks. I never heard of that, she says. And the geologists all exchange similar looks. Explain that the Convergent Domain had this huge computer network, and some of it is still running. It was used to study and maintain the planet. It might even be dangerous. Utopia doesn't look convinced. I'm not one to throw out a theory, but that's pretty far-fetched, Vissa. All we've seen are ruins. She squints and thinks it over. Well, if that's true, maybe something went wrong with this array. And overloaded all the solar crystals. That level of cataclysmic disaster is the sort of thing that might end a civilization. One of them talks and his name is Sim! Delusions -1. Don't mention Sim. We've already learned in the past not to make ourselves look crazy. That's why we don't talk about our dreams. Also, Sim is like right there. He will kick our ass. Hey, look. There's one of those strange devices. And another one. Flower. Crystal. We should just be one more event away from finishing our run out to the resting ridges, so that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll head on back and call this episode good. You and Dis are exploring the ruined wormhole observatory again. It feels so familiar. You've dreamed about this place many times, and it's like you're just remembering it all now. This time, the dream memories grip you. You wander as if sleepwalking down familiar paths. You look up and see the wormhole faint in the sky above. The time is right to observe it. Dis tries to keep up. Where are you going? He asks angrily. You don't answer. You're trying to concentrate on finding the place. You approach the large pyramid in the center of the complex. Beside is one of the smaller elevators. A little monolith with a round iris door. This is the place. Your head throbs with it. Even standing outside, you know there's something down there. Find a way in. Look for one of those elevator monoliths near the pyramid and find it, but it's overgrown with snaking vines and brambles with very large flowers all over. You could push through them, but this stops you and shows you a Geiger counter reading on his holopalm. These flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. Sample, radioactive. Oh my god, that's a really powerful card. Push through. We have somewhere to be. You soon realize your mistake as the radiation illness sets in. Brushing by those flowers gave you a big dose. You'll be sick for days and need radiation treatment when you return. But for now, you continue, drawn irresistibly forward by something that sings in your head. You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room with an exit at the other end, leading to the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into crystal panels in the walls, symbols that resemble the wormhole. You start across the room. The further you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. You think that you might faint, and it isn't just the radiation. There's something down here, some great energy, and it's making your head hurt. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. But we're able to keep going. The fog slowly clears from your eyes. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. This looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. You okay? No, this isn't something we explain. This is something we act on. Past the antechamber is a long hallway sloping down. Things around you are starting to look kind of weird, like two slightly different realities overlapping. This face is starting to phase in and out of existence. You're hit with a strong wave of dizziness and nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, also far too fast. You lean over and he's just less than 100 and toughness 50 or greater, or reasoning 50 and greater. Tough it out. We're at 70 stress now. You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels in the walls, many facets broken. Or are they whole? Walls have crumbled and roots creep over everything. But also, they don't. Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and swim between the two realities. All the same, you feel absolutely compelled to continue. What is with this place? This is both there and not there. The part of which exists looks concerned. You need to leave now, he says. This place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall. Sure you want to go any further? We're still not at 100. You pass through the doorway into a large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place, of the vibrations, is telling you this must be directly under the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Ugh, even I can feel it now too. Dis mutters behind you, rubbing his head. The room is empty, except for a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed. Which is convenient, because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine headache. It feels like your head is going to explode. Focus, endure that pain. Here we go! I'm pumped. I know it's obvious, but I'm pumped. 9, 8. Okay. Oh wait. There's my 7. 8. Oh, right, yeah, that's gonna... Yeah, of course it would. Hell yeah. That's awesome. That's a really cool setup. Alright. +1 bravery, +1 empathy, +1 reasoning, +1 engineering, +2 perception, +1 bravery, +1 empathy. I wonder if it keeps going. You slip into some kind of waking dream, layers upon layers of visions. This is your lover, or Mars, or Tammy. You're a boy and a girl, or both, and neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead. And you're alive, and you've never been born. Time unravels before you, an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence, not any intrinsic truth of the universe of fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over in a second. The glimpse of an eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole, enormous in a starry sky. You look down and see yourself on the plateau, gazing up at it. You recognize the place, a gnarlwood bluff not far from the colony, alive with the phosphorescence of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arrive, something that will change everything. The vision is crystal clear and you feel in control in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know you must go there. Ow, my head. That's great. You wake up feeling refreshed. Your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned to one singular reality again. The vibrations have stilled. Vissa's face fills your vision. Vissa! He claims. Vissa, are you okay? Tell Dis what you saw. Tell Dis what you saw. He listens in awe and then in dejection as you describe your visions. Why didn't I see it? Sighs. I was here too. I want to know everything. Tell him about your dreams. Why would this one be from a past life? Include the juicy bits. You tell Dis that you saw visions of yourself and him being intimate. His face goes red. What? He squeaks. I mean, without my clothes. He looks away embarrassed. Tell him about your dreams. Tell your Dis about how not only do you see all those visions, but that you believe they're real. You've lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently, then nods. I believe you, he says simply. Look at him in shock, but he just reaches out and puts his hand over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to figuring it out. You feel like you've just had some kind of mega prophecy. It was too much all at once and too hard to understand. Did the Convergent Domain handle this kind of information? Did they remember past lives like you? Is that what this room, this observatory was meant for? The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is the image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of that gnarlwood bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. Unlocked Explore Glow in Expeditions. Oh boy. Alright. And we're only 17. We still got at least 2 years left after this one. Okay, early wet. This is Dis and Tangent's birthday, right? No. The right button. Late wet. Late wet, okay. Early wet is Mars's birthday. Okay. You and Nomi are talking when they suddenly go quiet and look down at the ground. Seconds later, a group of Helios soldiers walk past you, ignoring you and Nomi entirely. Nomi picks at the edge of their sweater. Sorry, they mutter. Sometimes it's just easier if everyone pretends they don't notice me. Well, I notice you. Enjoy crystals. Okay, before I do anything else, thank you all so much for watching. Need to end this episode. Oh my god, that was spectacular. That was spectacular. I'm glad that my brain finally clicked that I can go everywhere over the course of a year, and not just one place. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Have the best day that you can, everybody.